Hello, it's Charlene. I'm back for part 2 of my WIP parade. More piles, more organization. We'll see how far we get. Yes, Snoopy is here to want to know who I'm talking to. So just wave at her so she'll know. All right, so continuing on. So before I go, I found my journal. It was in there in a pile of WIPs. This is the journal that Dalton had bought me last year, and it's so cool. So I went through and I wrote down the anniversary dates of all of the projects, and then the goal was to revisit those on said dates. I am definitely going to do this again next year because it worked until I deemed that it wasn't going to work anymore. So that was on me. So we'll get back to where we were. I am participating in the Gridiron Grind. I also came up with my own NBA project that I'm working on for to stitch on following the Denver Nuggets. And when we get to that project, which will be much later, we might not even get to that today. We'll see. Because it's been a great encourager for me to work on my stitching. And I picked a project that was within that approximate point range to be able to get it done. So this one, I am doing 100 stitches for every, 10 stitches for every point that the Broncos score. And this is my $1 rooster. And we were able to download this into Pattern Keeper, so it works out wonderful, and I can just sit there and stitch on it while I'm watching the game. This is how far I have been able to get, which is a lot. I've been able to finish his feet, and I'm working my way up with the goal of finishing his head and then working back down and over into his tail. So yesterday's was not much. I only got 130 in yesterday, but I mean, again, every stitch counts. I did it with the anticipation that each, hold up a second. I started this one on June 9th of 20, and yesterday was the last day that I stitched on this. I need to change my date in my deal. What was yesterday? The 12th. I did this with the anticipation that the Broncos would average about 20 points a game. And that being said, I'm thinking on the high side, I'm going to be maybe 500 stitches short of being able to get this one done. So that's my goal. I went ahead and used it during preseason too. I did the 10 points or 10 stitches for every point as opposed to the 5 like a lot of people did, just because I wanted to make a bigger dent in it. Okay, the next one, I started this one on June 16th of 20, and this is a kit. Last time I worked on this was the 9th of September last year, and all the called for threads, fabric. I love this one. I almost put this into my fall pieces, but I didn't. I'm kind of wishing now I would have. I'm trying to remember which way is up. This way. So lots of quarter stitches, but it's very pretty. So I started that one. Again, this was another COVID start. I'd had the pattern for a while, but it was another COVID start. All right, this one I started on June 20th of 20. Last time I worked on this one was the 16th of October last year. And this is my Shabby Summer. I have all 4 of these, but I've only started summer and autumn. My goal is to finish them and then just buy one frame and then just change out the pattern, or excuse me, the picture every season. So I have the first motif done, the Little Mermaid, and I've started on the next block here. And Morgan dyed this fabric for me, and we went with a blue, first of all, you know, sky blue, summer, but also because of that white border, so it would show up. And I think we're going to do something similar to that for winter. We talked about doing maybe a little bit grayer fabric for that one, just so it'll pop. But like I said, I haven't even started it yet because I want to get one done before I start another one, whichever season it is. I'm further along in summer than I am in autumn, and you'll see it because I actually worked on it the first part of the month. All right, this next one is June 21st of 20, and I say it Gemma, I'm going to say Gemma, Patriotic Giraffe. I finished the Beach Giraffe last year, and we actually got these from an online shop. She's in South Africa, and her name is the French Giraffe. She has some really cute patterns, but this one and the beach one were the two that we got. And this is where I'm at on her. She's another one. This one, I don't even think it would take a week to knock her out. So I know I want to get her done and my Liberty Quaker to go up here on my Patriotic wall. So, all right. Last time I worked on that one was January 13th of this year. She was in the Bringo. I worked on her for Bringo. All right, next up, and I've had this pattern forever. I think I started it. I think the reason I hadn't started it was because I was waiting on, there's 2 or 3 specialty threads and then a bunch of beads in this one. I guess I need to show it to you, don't I? I started this one on the 24th of June in 2020, and last time I worked on this was October 30th of last year, and I don't know which one is a better picture. Probably this one. So it's the unicorn and the princess. And this one is for Morgan because she loves unicorns, and I used to love them, but I don't love them enough to have them on my wall anymore. And I'm trying to remember. I have one that I made years and years and years ago, almost 30 years ago now, but I don't care to have any others. This is the fabric, and I got this from Stony Creek, and this is all the farther I am. This is another one that I just have a working copy, and now that I can see, it's not that big of a deal, but I need to get it in and get another copy made of the backstitch, because there's a bunch, typical Stony Creek. But someday I'll get that one done for her, because she really likes that one. I'd like to make all of those, but I don't know if I'll get around to that. All right, next one is the Imperial Shuttle. This one's another bag that I made. And this one is another one that we were able to get into Pattern Keeper. I'm doing this one for Dalton. I started this one on June 26th of 2020, and last time I worked on this was September 13th of 24. I always have to stop and look at this one because I'm not a long ways on this one. So I always have to stop and look at which direction I am with the So you can see basically the sky and then part of the spaceship. And then the lines in this one. So yeah, not very far on this one. Like I said, I'm able to have that one in Pattern Keeper, so it's makes it a lot more friendly to work on than when I was using the paper copy. Pattern Keeper is a... Now I'm getting the Floss Tube yawns. It's a save. Alright, next one. We started this one with a fellow stitcher July 1st of 20. And this is Spring Fling. I love this one. And last time I worked on this one was the 22nd of October last year. I'm using all the called for threads, specialty threads. And then I don't remember where, I think, doggone it, I think this pink was given to me, if memory serves me right, because Morgan dyed hers. She did hers with a, I want to say wine, like the, you know, the Rit dye wine, but it's just a pink. And last time I got it out, I'm trying to remember, I think I started on the rabbit, and then maybe I just did, you know, picked colors through the palette and worked on, I don't remember for sure, but I know I started the rabbit. So, a lot of white, or magnolia. I can't remember what color it is, but yeah, there's a lot. I want to get him done because I would like to have a rabbit wall, because I've got quite a few rabbit things, and I don't know why. I'm not like a rabbit person, but I do like them. They're fun to have hanging up. All right, this one is Liberty Quaker. And I started this one on the 4th of July in 20. And the last time I worked on this one was the 24th of August last year. And I think, if memory serves me right, this is one that I had kind of turned into kind of a focus piece, because I wanted to get it done last year, and I got really, really close, and then I burnt myself out on it. I got tired of working on it. And I think something too, this is on 18 count. This is a piece that Morgan dyed. I think I had a hard time seeing it. I think that was another reason that I kind of gave up on it. But I mean, you can see it's over halfway done. So I remember finishing up that white, actually it's linen, in the border, so I could come back and finish the red. And then I remember doing a bunch of this white so then I could put in the blue. Yeah. But I think it's done like to here, because I still need to put, I had to put that white in before I could put the red in for the flag. But yeah, I think it, if memory serves me, it's done to like right here. So it's over halfway done. It's such a cute piece. Misty has awesome designs if you're interested in her stuff. She's very good. I didn't yawn once the first video. All right. Next up is my dragonfly. Oh, this is all gonna fall, of course. This is my dragonfly fairy. This is another Joan Elliott. This one I started on July 6th of 20. And I gotta make sure I got all my stuff out of here. And the last time I worked on this one was November of 24. This is a cross stitch collection. I have the whole, I don't know if you want to call it series or what, but the whole set of these, that because every month they released a different fairy. There's the woodland fairy and this one and the butterfly fairy and the ladybug fairy, and I don't know, I've got several of them that have all the ones that they released in there. Yeah, and then looks like they did the Christmas angel in one of them too. Anyway, this is the dragonfly fairy. She's so pretty. And I can't remember if this was a piece that I dyed or Morgan dyed. I can't remember. I don't even remember which direction it goes. I think it goes like this. So this is the whole fabric. And then, yeah, not even really hardly enough to say it's, yeah. Oh man, and I've got all the pretties. I need to get her a bag made, because she'll be in the works for a while. All right, next up is this one. I started on July 7th of 20, and last time I worked on this one was November 15th of last year. This one is called the Enchanting Dragonfly, and this one is a full coverage, but I haven't put it in as a full coverage in my notes. I need to, because technically it is a full coverage piece. And gorgeous color palette. It's got two specialty threads, the DMC variations. And when I worked on this one last time, I basically, I basically worked on, this is just a cremata, but I brought the body of him down, and then I did a little bit of the background, that sand color. So it would be funny if I really wasn't tired, but I am. All right, next one, and again, this is one where you go, really, Charmaine? Why? Yeah. So this one is Cherry Chirp. This is a Barbara Anna. It's so tiny. And I did it on 18 count, so he's even tinier. Look at all those pretty colors. That's great. And again, started on the 10th of July in 20. Last time I worked on this was, looks like this was in Bringo, the 20th of January this year. And this is where I'm at. Isn't that so dainty? It's so cute. I love it. Oh, I want to finish this one. This one they've got it finished in a real pretty frame, but I want to finish this one and make it into a magnet and put it on my fridge. I think that'd be so cute. I don't know why. I just think it'd be cute. All right, I gotta reach by you to get this stack. And hope you keep them all in order. All right, so everybody's seen this one. I have started this stupid thing 3 times, and I think I'm finally happy with where I'm at on it. So I started this one on the 15th of July in 20. And the last time I worked on this one was another Bringo one, the 7th of January this year. Of course, I'm talking about pandemic. And I got brave, and I put it into Pattern Keeper, so that has helped tremendously. So believe it or not, Charlene is parking. Don't fall off your nut. But I took 2, 4, 6, I took 8 blues. And each diagonal row is a different blue. And I don't know how it's going to look, but so far I'm really liking it. I've resigned myself to the fact that if I don't finish it this time, if this time I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it again. So this one needs a bag too. I counted them up before I done the video because I've got it written beside. What paper is it on? Oh, it's over there. Beside the whips on my spreadsheet, I have it written down of which ones need bags. And I think I came up with 23. Probably ought to get busy. All right, next one. This one will come out later this month because it's a fall, Halloween, whatever piece you want to call it. I started this one on August 13th of 20. Last time I worked on this one was the 28th of October last year. Like I said, it'll come out again this month in that rotation I told you about in the first video. And I'm talking about Away We Ride. So pretty. Morgan dyed these fabrics, and I am using the Called For colors. She dyed her, hers is more of a, I always think of Scooby-Doo, but it's kind of a greenish, murky color. It's really cool, but it's a lighter green, so like it's a mint green kind of. It's really pretty. But mine looks like somebody spilled over their ink bottle, which I absolutely love. And that's where I'm at. And I think the last time I worked on this, oh, I just realized I have a headless crow. Well, that's sad. I wonder if oh no, I didn't. It's just, I didn't finish his body. Anyway, he looks goofy. I remember I worked on pumpkin, I don't know. Anyway, I came down and I worked on some of the oranges. I think I was, or maybe I worked this way. I think I was trying to get to I got to here because that inside border is right there. And I wanted to get enough of that outside border done that then I could graduate over and start working on the big border that everybody screams about. Because I don't mind borders. I just have to, focus, which I think all of us do. Anyway, this one goes in a different pile because it will come out again. This one is a Haid, and you guys have all heard the story about this debacle. So we started this one during COVID on the 19th of August, which was the anniversary date of when Leonid Afremov passed away. And there were 2 projects that we started in 20 that we didn't get a big enough piece of fabric for. Morgan and I both started this one, and then we both started a Caroline Manning, and we screwed up on both of them. I don't know what Morgan decided to do on her night cafe. I don't know if she's going to finish hers or not. I'm finishing it. I'm just going to be cutting part of mine off because obviously my fabric isn't big enough. So if memory serves me right, it'll basically be cut off like here. I think there's 9 or 10 rows that'll be cut off on this side. It's not going to be enough to make a difference. And I have a lot done on this piece. I don't want to scrap it, besides the fact that I love those colors. So you can see here, I literally left me enough room to frame it. That's how far I am on the picture. But it's going to be okay. I'm disappointed in myself, but lessons learned. Like I said, we did that with 2 projects, and both of them, again, during COVID, it was hard to get a lot of that, fabrics and stuff, and so we thought, oh well, this piece of fabric will be big enough, we'll be fine. And yeah. And her bag, I think I got her bag made. I can't remember if I got her bag made or not, but hers is a restaurant bag too. I don't think so. I think I misplaced her fabric and I've still got to get her bag made. I can't remember. But that one, the last time I worked on it was October 20th of last year. This next one I started on August 26th of 20. 26th of August was my dad's birthday. This is a homage to my dad. And this one is called War Pony. And this is one, I think this is either on 18 or 20. I can't remember. I don't remember if I wrote it down in here. I'm not seeing anything. Anyway, very tiny. I'm thinking it's 20. Anyway, that's what I have done. Not very much. I considered restarting this one because I can see so much better, but this one's on tiny enough that, I mean, it'll be a little bit bigger, but it won't be nothing like my Aries. So I think I can live with that. And that one, last time I worked on that one was October 17th of last year. So I don't know if this one will get any love this year or not. I'm thinking probably not. We'll see. All right, next one. So Morgan was able to get this one in a PDF from Shakespeare's Peddler. I think that's where she got that one out. That seems right. Anyway, this one's a bag by me. Huge bag. And this one is Louise Lelier. Started this one on August 28th of 20. And last time I worked on this one was August 30th of last year. This is a piece of fabric that I'm pretty sure Morgan dyed this one. It's blowing out, but it's a real pretty pale blue. Yeah, that's a little bit better. And this is where I'm at. I need to get back to this one. It's so dainty and pretty, and I love the color palette. For whatever reason, this one reminds me of course, I didn't know her. She died. She died like in the 50s. But for whatever reason, this reminds me of my great-grandmother and the stories that my dad would tell me about her. I don't know. This does. And again, I worked on that one in August of last year. And then next up, so this is the one that I just worked on, the first 4 days of this month. Started this one on September 22nd of 20. And this is my other Shabby Autumn. And I worked on this block right here. This is a piece that Morgan dyed for me. Like I said, we still need to dye winter and spring. And I think winter is going to be more of the grayish colors, and I think spring is going to be more of the greens, because all of them have that, border around it, but that way it stands out. But this is where I worked. I worked in this block. Got quite a bit done. Got a lot done on the basket, and then I don't remember if I worked on Yeah, I did. I put in this little bit of the second block border. So. And that one, yeah, I said that already. I worked on it earlier this month. All right. I have to watch my charge on my tablet because I don't have a lot on it. Okay, the next one, that I worked on was, the next one to show, this is the other one that we screwed up on. So Morgan started Ruby, because she was a July baby, and I started Emerald for Preston. And this is one of those that I'm 9 stitches short on this side of completing it. So basically this row right here will be off. So I think what I'm going to do with this one, and I asked him if he was okay with it, and he's like, I'm okay. I think I'm going to, when I get this one finished, I'm going to make this one into a project bag. So this will be like the front of the project bag. Like that. So then the short side is down on the bottom. So you still get the full effects of it, because it's a square piece. I think that's what I'm going to do. That way I can, and then I'm going to designate that project bag for projects that I'm making for him, if that makes sense. So that's my plan. That one I started on November 1st of 20. Last time I worked on that was September 17th of last year. So, all right, next up is Aquarius, another bag. This was some leftover fabric from a shirt that I made Dalton. He likes everything Star Wars. So again, this one's Aquarius. I started this one December 16th of 20. Last time I worked on this one fell into Bringo too, was January 15th of this year. And this is the mini Aquarius. And this one is for one of my best friends, because her birthday falls under Aquarius. And I'm pretty sure, yes, this was one when it came out that, no, this one wasn't either in Bringo. This one was work on the Haid for the first, I worked on this one the first half of January. So I got all the way across the top, and then I worked a whole bunch into the moon and scattered along here. I have a good section. Looks like I'm still missing some stitches, but got a good chunk of that done in that first page, I'm sure. So someday I will get that done for you. It's a mini, so it's not huge. Just need to get it done. All right, next up, so I'm going to show these to you because they're in the same bag and they're just one apart, so yeah. So first one is Autumn Art Nouveau. This is a pattern that came out of a, the cross stitcher. So the autumn one, so I finished Christmas or winter, and I finished spring this year. That's one of the ones that I didn't have on my Facebook page. But both of these are done. So this is autumn. And I started it on the 24th of December in 20. And I think this is it. Yeah. And I can never remember which direction it goes. I don't have enough done on it without looking at the picture. I think that's right. So I love the stained glass look. I think it's so pretty. So this is autumn. And last time I worked on this was October 1st of last year. And then the summer one, which is the Summer Roses, is, and Morgan's working on these too. Again, I have to stop and I think it's this way. I don't know if I'm clear to the top or not, or if I just work my way up. Because I try to do the color first before I do the black. So, anyway. That one I started on December 30th, or excuse me, yeah, December 30th of 20, and the last time I worked on it was the 3rd of January of this year. I'm pretty sure that it was a Bringo. In fact, I'm almost positive it was a Bringo. All right, and then in the middle of those two, December 29th of 20, I started Field of Poppies. This is a pattern from Orinco, who is definitely by far, for numerous reasons, but mostly because her customer service is absolutely spectacular. She's incredibly amazing. And I have a huge obsession with Van Gogh, which if you've been here for any length of time, you know that. I have 2 more of his projects, and I have Starry Night hanging right up here. So this is how far I am. I think I only have, I want to say 9,200 stitches left to do on this one. I almost put this one in for the NBA stuff that I'm going to do. But I ended up picking a different one with hopes of getting it done in time for Dalton for his birthday. It's so pretty. I love that color palette. And I'm working my way down. I'm doing the typewriter method across, and then or cross country. I don't know how you want to look at it, but trying to do it row by row. But if the thread comes down, then of course I pull it down and use it. But I love this one. It's so pretty. And that one, like I said, I started on the 29th of December in 20, and the last time I worked on this one was the 28th of November last year. So I want to do better about touching my full coverages next year. There's a bunch of really, really cool challenges that are going on with Full Coverage Fanatics. But I don't know if I'm going to get to participate in them. I have a lot of plans for next year. It's 2026, so I want to do 26 samplers because the alphabet, 26 letters. I want to start 2 samplers a month, and then I want to start maybe one for my birthday and one for Christmas, somewhere along those lines, to be the 26. I've pretty much got them narrowed down which ones I'm going to do. But I also want to finish a lot of things too. So, which I have 26 projects that could be finished that could justify starting 26 new things. I don't know. We'll see. This is some fabric that Morgan found me. I think she got it off of Etsy. I think. This project started on January 1st. So we're done with 20. Sorry, I forgot to say that. We're done with the 2020 projects. And for those that were here, you know this, new people, I did no new starts in 21 and 23. So that's why there's nothing in 21. I finished a lot of things in 21, but I didn't do any new starts that year. So January 1st and 22, I started this. Morgan and I both started it. I keep finding all these hoops. I'm like, where's all my hoops at? Oh, guess what I found? So Last time I worked on this one was January 1st for its anniversary. I gotta see if I can find a whole. Here we go. So I don't know if this is still available or not. This is a Stitch Rovia Emma Condon piece. Morgan found it during COVID, and the way she got it, it was kind of through an organization, well, you can see right here, for better mental health. And she had to go on and make a donation to, like, I think she got to pick which, like, what kind of mental health, I don't know what I'm trying to say, like the group or a clinic, or I'm not sure, but it basically that donation went to support mental health. In exchange for that, after you've done that and you got your receipt, then you could go and get this pattern. And it's in 9 or 10 different pieces. And she took it, of course, this was, way back when I was very blind. She got it all blown up for me so I could see the whole thing. So I have an amazing working copy, blind or otherwise. And then she dyed us this gorgeous pink. It's a little bit darker than it's shown. Yeah. And what my plan was for this year was to work on basically a quote a month. That was kind of my goal, was to do a section a month. That was my plan. Best laid plans. So I did make a bit of progress on the first one, and then I think, yeah, this is the second one. Part of the second one. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the quote a month. There's more backstitching than stitching in these things. It's very doable. They're not huge by any means. It's just doing it. The next one, and I had turned this one into, and I'm really mad at myself because my plan with this one was to do a line a month so I could get this one done in time to give Preston for Valentine's Day. Yeah. So I'm talking about My Necessity. I started this on January 21st of 22. Last time I worked on this was April 16th of this year. So I'm like 6 months behind. So this is a piece that I dyed. I love it. And that's as far as I am. Now there's nothing saying that I can't, ramp this up and focus on this and get this done for him for Valentine's Day. It's very doable because it's not a hard stitch. I just need to get it done because I am right here in this row. So that would be April? No, I think that was April. So see, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. Nope. This had to have been I must have wrote down the wrong date. I don't know. Or maybe this was supposed to have been March. Well, it couldn't have been if I was working in April. I don't know. Anyway. Now it's got me curious. February, January, December, November, October, August, July, June, May. That was supposed to have been April's. So this was supposed to have been April. Again, I could get this done in time. Something else, the one that I showed you guys right at the beginning, the anniversary sampler. I have been contemplating, these are not concrete plans, this is ruminating in my frontal lobe, as Dalton likes to say, about trying to finish that anniversary sampler for our anniversary next year, because it will be our 35th. We'll see. Okay, this one. So now I'm going to have to start reaching down here, so be patient with me. We're at 45 minutes, so we're doing okay. So this one I started on January 23rd of 22. Last time I worked on it was on its anniversary, January 23rd of this year. And I am talking about April Fairy. She's so pretty. And I had to do her because I'm an April baby and it just spoke to me. I saw a couple other people that have worked on it. One gal I saw had actually finished hers. And I loved it. I thought it was great. So this one, I'm all the way across the top. And then I think I was filling in that top row, working across. This one was for a long time when I would wait to pick Preston up from work. This was kind of my go-to stitch. Again, Pattern Keeper. But I don't do that anymore because I don't have to keep the pickup during the day because kids aren't here. I don't need a vehicle during the day, so yeah. I don't get much setting stitching anymore. Okay, so next one. This one is Hearts and Stitches, and I started this one on February 9th of 22. Last time I worked on this one was February 9th of this year on its anniversary. And this one, so I am not doing the yellow border. I am just doing the inside white heart polka dotted background. That's all I'm doing. I am popular today. This is where I am. So I've worked on the flowers, and I think when I brought it out for its anniversary this year, I think I brought the pot down. You guys have seen this one since my last video. So, and it's got a really cool color palette. Again, just need to get busy. This one is out of a Cross Country Stitching. I have a whole collection of these too. I love these magazines. I have a lot of very devout religious friends that, although I am not, it's really nice because I can pick a really nice selection of stuff out of them to make for my friends for birthdays and Christmas and whatnot. All right, this one I started on February 10th of 22. This is called Blackwork Bouquet. Last time I worked on this one was its anniversary, so you guys have seen this one too, February 10th this year. It's out of Keepsake 2022. And this is it right there. And I brought it out, and I was thinking, you know, I have got a really, really good friend, besides the fact she loves pink, that she would love this for her office. I'm like, I can, knock this out in no time. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. But I obviously wasn't thinking logically. I have to make sure which way this goes. This is down. So that's where I'm at. I forget how long it takes to make all these gorgeous little stitches. So pretty. I love this. I love black work. I've done quite a few pieces. Morgan has most of them. In fact, I think Morgan has all of them. And I love to make them. They're just dainty and pretty, and yeah. This one I know it's not a Halloween project, but it works good for me to remember black work. Most of that bag is black fabric. Get it? That's the way my brain works. All right, this one came in, pretty sure it was a World of Cross Stitch. It was a little card. And I'm working away. Oh, looky, I'm going to get lots done. And I'm like, well, there's not very much thread left of this one particular color. Oh, I can figure it out. Oh, yeah, I can figure it out all right. I used the wrong color of thread in the wrong place. As you can see, the colors are very similar. This is what he looks like, Fizzy Moon with Love. I started it on the 11th of February in 22. Last time I worked on this was the 12th of August this year. I had to frog out basically all of this area here and up into here. I had used the wrong color of tan. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can frog it out. It won't be any issue. Well, I had brought the back stitch down, and yeah. So look. Talked to a couple of, fellow stitchers, and ended up finding almost the exact same match. It's not going to be enough difference, but I mean, animals are different shades, so I'm not worried about it. But I ended up finding the shade that I needed to be able to finish him off, especially down here in essentially his feet and legs and whatnot. So when I work on this, I try to work through the color palette. I've only got 6 colors left, one of which is just solely backstitch. So I try to work through the color palette, and then I try to do at least one strand of backstitch on it, because there's a lot. But yeah, and I would like to get this one done to give to Preston for Christmas. I found some really cute frames at Michael's. I think it would be really neat to frame it and give it to him for Christmas. So yes, I'm still talking to the computer. I know. All right, let's see. Next up on the 12th of February in 22. Last time I worked on this one was its anniversary, 12th of February this year. And this one is A Good Marriage. This is another one that I wouldn't mind getting done for our wedding anniversary next year. So this one I think is going to have a lot less work, because that sampler's got a ton of backstitch. But we'll see. This one, I think when I worked on it last, I don't know, I think I put in the I love you. I don't remember where all I worked at. But I think this is a piece that Morgan did for me. One of us done it. And it looks like it's probably 14 count. I'm using all the called for colors. If I keep up, I'm going to find all of my magnets and all of my hoops. Okay, the next one started this one on the 13th of February in 22. And this one, last time I worked on it, 13th of February this year, on its anniversary. This is another piece. I gotta hem this. Shoot. I probably say that every time I bring it out. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to bump you. This one is out of Cross Stitch for the Soul in Macongdon. And it is love all, trust a few, do wrong with none. William Shakespeare. I love this. So well said. Oh, and again, another recycled Halloween bag, because why not? And it's William Shakespeare, so I mean. This one, oh golly, I have to stop and think. Yes. So here's the whole piece of fabric. I love this so much. And that's where I am on it. Not much. I have got a couple that I want to do for a friend who is a therapist. And I've got a couple that would be perfect for her to put on the wall of her office for her clients. All right, next one. Because, I mean, I don't even need to explain it. You guys know. This one is George and Martha. I started this one on the 21st of February in 22. I think it was because it was President's Day. Pretty sure. Anyway, George and Martha. All the called for colors. And again, this one will go up on my patriotic wall. And I just used a piece of oatmeal. I think some people call it fiddler's cloth. I always knew it as oatmeal. That's where I'm at so far. My only complaint with this one, which is weird, and I guess, no, kinda. So when I think of, you know, the flag or the stars or stripes or whatever, I think blue. And this is, I want to say it's deep sea is the color that you use in this one, which is fine. I left it alone because I love the colors, but it just absolutely cracked me up that it's like, because here's the color palette, but here's that, to me it's green, and I'm pretty sure it's deep sea. No, bejeweled. Isn't that hilarious? It just cracks me up every time I get it out and look at it. I'm like, okay, maybe in 1776 bejeweled was what color our flag was. I don't know. I like it, so I'm not going to change it. And last time I worked on that one was its anniversary on the 21st of February. All right, next one. And I just finished working on this one the other day. Halloween bag, some fabric from a quilty friend back east. This one is, so I started this one on the 22nd of March. I'm not really sure why I picked that day. Maybe I just wanted to fix it or make it, I don't know. And like I said, the last time I worked on this one was last week, so on the 7th. This is a piece of, it was white, and I got kind of crazy with this one. So I took this piece of fabric, I laid it on my counter. I took my coffee grounds from that morning and just smeared all over that fabric, and I just left it laying on the counter pretty much all day. And then I threw it in the washing machine, no soap, just threw it in the washing machine so it would set everything. And this is the mottled mess that came out, and I absolutely love it. It looks so cool. So I guess I need to show you the picture. So like I said, this one came out for fall stitching this last week. I mostly worked in the bird. Well, I worked all in the bird and the little pinwheel on his body, worked in the feathers. I was going to come up and work on the words so I could get up to that border and make it around, but I didn't because I'm a slacker. Shh, don't tell nobody. This is another one that I took in and I had the pattern blown up. To me now it's huge. Anyway, all right, this is one. And I love this picture. Like I love this picture. I do not enjoy stitching it. Yeah. This is my birthday start in 22. So I started on 4/11 of 22. Have all the pretty threads in its little home. Last time I worked on this one was the 2nd of September. This one was part of the A.B. Singo. I don't think there's no, it's not a pattern. So this is Gathering Honey. And ironically, the last, I don't know, few months, I've seen quite a few stitchers working on this. This was also available in a, oh heck, I just lost it. It was in a magazine that I've seen this one in too. But I have it out of, or maybe it was Cross Country. Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. No, maybe that's what it was in. I don't know. I have the magazine too. But it's out of this book. There's a ton of things in here I want to stitch. I love this book. And I actually saw this at the Goodwill the other day. Well, it was this summer. They had it for 99 cents. I was like, okay. There's a ton of patterns in here. A lot of really cool stuff. So this is a piece of fabric that I dyed. And no, it's brighter than that. Yeah, maybe there. Anyway, I am working on the B-skip. I'm struggling with this one. And like I said, I love the picture, but I struggle with this one a lot. So yeah, I need to do better. Yeah, I said all that, I guess. The next one is the Earth Dragon. I started this one on May 1st of 22. Last time I worked on this one was July 16th of this year. And I changed up the colors. Found a bag. And now this is all I have left. And I can't get the die lots to match. So I'm thinking that I'm going to literally have a very diverse picture. So it's an Earth Dragon. I dyed this fabric to look more of an earthy color. And I told Preston, I said, pick out a thread that you would think of as earth, wood, you know, along those lines. I thought that 3 skeins was going to be enough. Oh, I can never remember which direction I am. I think I'm this way. So I still have essentially all of this to repeat. I keep telling myself that, again, this could be done in no time. And I have the other 3. I want to get this one done so I can start on the next one and so on. And I always go back to the same patterns over and over and over again because those are the ones that make me happy. I'm sure I'm not the only one. All right, the next one I worked on, I started on May 3rd of 22. This one, again, a bag I made. This was given to me as the pattern was given to me as a gift from a good friend. Using all the call for colors. I'm pretty sure Morgan done this one. Pretty sure. Dreaming of Daisies by Rosewood Manor. And I love daisies. I'm using my birth month flower. Again, all those gorgeous colors. This one came out on the 5th of September. Again, it was A.B. Singo. This is the whole chunk of fabric. It's actually a little bit more peachy than it's reading. And I got quite a bit done. I brought Daisy down, worked these because I had to work, I think I had to do 7 motifs. And then I did some of the blue. Yeah. So it's very pretty. I really like this one. I like that whole series. I have Iris and Mums, I think, or maybe Tulips. Or maybe Sis got Tulips. I can't remember. Anyway, I want to do a lot of them, but you know, the T word is real time. All right, next one, I started May 5th for May the 5th be with you, or the Force be with you, or May the Sith be with you, or I don't remember how it goes. Yes, I used a lot of that fabric for my bags. This one is called Star Wars Dogfight. This is the one I think that I've got the most done on it, I think. And again, I have this one in Pattern Keeper now. And I almost incorporated one of these, this one, into one of my challenges for basketball, but it had considerably more than the other one. Oh, I always have to look and see where I'm at. I think this one goes up. Up to yeah, this one goes up like this. Can't see you, so I'm guessing. So, but I think this one still had, I want to say around 12,000. It was 12,000, and I think I figured that for the NBA games, if I allowed myself 90 points on an average, that'd be what, 8,200, 8,300 stitches, and this one would have been too much. So, although they do have higher scoring games. I don't know if I said it or not. I started that one on the 5th of May in 22. And the last time I worked on that one was the 13th of February. I think that one came out for, of this year, I think that one came out for the full coverage stitching, if memory serves me. All right, the next one, I started May 6th of 22, and last time I worked on this one was the 8th of October last year. This one has all the called for colors, and this is the quilting bee. This is a piece of fabric that I had had for a really long time, and to me it just screams honey and beehives and all the wonderfulness. I love this piece. And sadly, that's all the farther I am. Why? This piece is gorgeous. It needs to be done. And I love bees. I know. Too many projects. That's what my problem is. Too many projects. All right. Next one is another Rosewood Manor. I love her stuff. And I am not doing this color conversion. I am doing this one. So all the coppers and silvers. And one of the reasons why this isn't done is because these threads, this is the only nice thread. It's all of the what are they? The E. They start with the E. Anyway, the metallics. They're gorgeous. They're so pretty. And then, of course, a cranic, because cranic. Ton of beads. So I'm pretty sure this is a pink that I did. Morgan and I talked about this the last time I showed this, and neither one of us could remember which one done it. So one of us done it. But I started this one on the 7th of May in 22. And the last time I worked on this one was the 16th of January. I'm pretty sure this one was in Bringo too. This fabric is so stiff, even after dyeing it. It's some of that fabric that was in that big chunk, and it's just, oh, it's a bear. And especially when you're using those metallic threads, it is not friendly at all. And it's gorgeous for this pattern and to accentuate those colors. But it is not a friendly piece of fabric. It makes me use naughty words that are like on the back of my project bags. Next one, this one was a gift from a fellow stitcher. And I started this one on the 8th of May in 22. Last time I worked on this one was November 29th of 24. I'm using all the call for colors. No. Take it out. There you go. And I love this one. And I have all the call for colors. I even bought all the pretty buttons for it. And I'm pretty sure Morgan done this fabric for me. In fact, I'm positive she did. I don't remember which way it goes. I think it goes like this. It's more green than that. It's really blowing out. That's all the further I am. Yeah. No excuses. I don't know if I said that. I started that one on the 8th of May of 22. Last time I worked on it was the 29th of November of 24. Next one I started on the 9th of May in 22. Last time I worked on it was this one was in AB Singo, September 12th of this year. This is a whole series. Of course you can't see the one I'm doing. There's a whole series of them. And you stitch them down in a belt hole. So I have this one done. This is Scary Witches. This is the one that I'm working on. And we bought the called for fabric and called for flosses. Morgan and I are both doing this one. So there's the first one. It's completed. And then this is the second one. Again, you know, and this one I have in the rotation to come out this month because I want to get this one done so then I can start on the third one. It'd be really cool if I could do like one a year, which is very, very doable. And then I could have it finished before I'm too old to appreciate it hanging on my walls. And another belt pull that Sis made with the bat. The bat. And again, I just pieced together some leftover Halloween fabric and made it back because can't waste fabric. Fabric is gold. Okay, we are at 114. Next up is Taurus. This was a kit. I started this one on 5/11 of 22. Last time I worked on this was the 15th of December last year. I started this one for Preston. This is Taurus. And yes, he's a Taurus. This fabric is awful. Awful, awful. I don't even know which direction this goes. Let's see. Let's look at the pattern, shall we? Looks like it goes like this. So this is part of his front hoof or front leg. And then I'm not sure. that goes into the, oh, sorry guys. It's right there. The fabric is terrible. And of course it's got all the metallics in it. The pattern's not hard to read because I know enough Russian, I can read enough Russian that I can get through it. But I hate the fabric. And it's not the color. It's just the fabric in general. It's super stiff. I almost wished I would have washed it first. But I didn't, because hindsight's always 20/20. All right, next page. So this one is, I started on the 16th of May of 22. Last time I worked on this one was August 28th of last year. You can see that there's some of these that are not going to get work this year. This was my very first bag that I made before I learned how to line them. But I think it's pretty, so trial and error, right? This one I'm using all the called for fabrics, a ton of specialty threads. I don't think there's beads in this one, just a lot of specialty threads, a lot of metallics. This is from Cross Stitch Crazy. This is another Emma Congdon. Yes, I have a thing about Emma Congdon's patterns. I love them. I have another one in here that I want to do eventually. It's a Tatted Teddy, but I just haven't got it started yet. Apparently somewhere in the book. Isn't this awesome? Literally. I think this is so cool. And this is a piece of fabric that I dyed, and I couldn't tell you all the colors. I know for sure they're all Rit dyes. There was an aqua, a wine, a pink, maybe a lavender or a purple. Yeah. I can't remember for sure. But now I'm trying to remember. I think it goes like this, because I think that's his mouth. So that's where I'm at. Not much. It's so cool. And like I said, that one, over a year. So I really liked how I did it last year. I ended up doing just a wheel. I put all my whips into a wheel, and whatever I spun that day, that's what got love. At least they all got touched. So, all right, next one I started on the 18th of May of 22. Last time I worked on this one was November 8th of last year. This one is for Dalton, and this one is called Ride of the Yokai. I'm doing the mini. He loves Japanese art, and I have the most pitiful start. Yeah. You seeing a trend? Yeah, I am too. Frustrating. All right, the next one I started on the 4th of June of 22. Last time I worked on this one was Halloween last year. This one is called the Dragonfly Clock. Morgan got this one for me, and then I got a coupon for a discount, and so I went back to the website and I bought the PDF of it. Dragonfly Clock. I love this so much. It's so pretty. This one came out, this was the October stitching for the full coverage. It's a big piece. I don't think I quite made it across the top. But I wasn't ridiculously short either. Like I don't think I've got very much left to come over. I love the colors of that. I'm trying to remember. I think it's Mandy. Stitch and Bee 82, maybe. She has a floss tube. Mandy Parker. I'm pretty sure that's it. She is working on this one, only she's much further along than I am, and it's just gorgeous. This was a gift from a fellow stitcher. I'm using all the colorful colors in it. And I started this one on June 7th of 22. Last time I worked on this one was the 10th of October last year. And this is just my type. And again, a very meager start. You know, sad. I need to get that one back out and do it, especially now that I can read the pattern better. All right, how are we doing on time? How are we doing on battery charge? Oh, we're good. Okay. So next one, this is, I started this one on July 21st, 22. Morgan and I both started this. I started the Aries, she started the Cancer. Uh-oh. I put it in the wrong pile, sorry. This is Nora Corbett's Aries. And this one has got, I'll take all that out, all the pretties and all the beads and all the gorgeousness. So pretty. This is a piece of fabric that I dyed. Excuse me. There's the whole piece. And this is where I'm at. A lot of those metallics. I'm trying to get all of this done and then work my way up and then go around to do this stuff and then save her skin for last. I learned my lesson on the mermaid that I did for Morgan. Save the skin for last. That was important, especially where I couldn't wash that fabric and I can't wash this fabric. So anyway, and the last time I worked on this one was the 24th of January this year, and I'm pretty sure this one was part of Ringo as well. All right, next up, no, I don't have the pattern. Hang on. Nope, that's not it. I'm going to have to pull this one up on my phone. This is, yeah, I didn't make a picture of this one. So this one I started on the 24th of July of 22. Last time I worked on this was the 26th of October last year. And words. I have a very meager start on this one. It's called Goddess Secret. And we saw a fellow stitcher stitching this one. And I don't watch that stitcher anymore, so I'm not sure where she's at on her progress. But last time I saw it, she was doing really well with it. It's a beautiful piece. But I never gravitate toward it to work on it. I love the colors. The colors are stunning on it. This is It's on just a piece of white Aida. That's literally what I have done on it. Yeah. I don't gravitate toward it. I don't know why. I just don't. Gotta make sure we put everything back in order. Next one, this was released in December 24th of 22. This is a Carolyn Manning. Last time I worked on this one was the 8th of January. Again, this one was another one that I worked on for Bringo, Bringo. And this is Arctic Blast. Love all those blues. Morgan's doing this one as well. She's a lot farther along than I am. Like a lot farther along. Hers looks gorgeous. And then we made sure we got enough fabric on this one. So that's where I'm at on mine. So pretty. Such pretty blues. This palette is so pretty. It needs a bag. I need to get a bag made. And it looks like I need to get a cover photo made too. Let's see, next up. This one I started on. I have all my fancy thread things. This one I started on Christmas in 22. Last time I worked on this one was in February. February 28th. This is Aries Quick Stitch. And you guys probably should have seen this one. Oh no, this isn't it. I grabbed the wrong one. Sorry. And this one I was able to get all the way across the top. So, all those pinks, they're so pretty. All right. And then this one was a stitch along from I can't ever say it. I call it red. Historistic Muska? I'm probably butchering that. I don't have a color picture of this one, I don't think. I might. Let me look and see if I've got one in my phone. I started it on December 31st of 22. Last time I worked on it was the 6th of September last year. I don't know if I've got a color picture of this one or not. I think I do. I want to say I do. I do. That's what it's going to look like finished. Just a bunch of, pretty Christmas baubles, motifs, however you want to call it. Morgan dyed us our fabric. Trying to remember. I think it goes this way. That's where I'm at on mine. Not much. So if I do winter like I'm doing with autumn, this one will definitely come back out. All right, one more, and then we're going to call this video good. Besides that, Preston's going to be home in a little bit, and I need to stir supper. So this one is another one from Orenco. This one is a it's summer, but it's an Alphonse Mucha, and I'm making this for someone special. And it's very small. And I went ahead and I'm doing the border around it. That's all the further I am is on the border. That one I started on the 31st of December in 22. And the lesson I worked on it was the 24th of October last year. So we're going to call that good, and I will get this one uploaded, and tomorrow I will get busy and Maybe I can get the rest of this done. How much more do we have left? Yeah, we'll knock out the last of them tomorrow. So thank you for coming and watching me, and I will see you guys tomorrow, and enjoy all my WIPs. Have a great day.